All right, welcome back to Agent Tactics. My guest, everybody loves him. Everybody loves his beard. Everybody loves his bubbly personality. And when you see him in person, you can't not give Ray Allen a hug. Ray Allen, I'm going to see you next week. I'm excited. Good to see you, bud.
Good to see you too. I'm excited to be here.
Uh, you know, um, I always enjoy, as I was saying before we started, I always enjoy listening to you because I feel like you spend so much time really plugging into what agents are needing, what's happening in the market, and everything else. We just saw some major changes in the NAR lawsuit settlement. Everybody's reeling from the changes. What are some of the things that you're seeing, and what are some of the things you think agents should be kind of aware of? Because I talk to agents, and some agents have no idea there was a change. Some agents are super freaked out, and then some agents kind of just don't care. What are some of the things that you've seen? Obviously, Sharon did his event a week ago, and everybody's been following up the playbook. But what are some of the things you're shocked about, and some things you're not shocked about so far?
It's kind of like driving a car. You can be the world's best and safest driver, and someone else can hit you. And
Yeah,
that's what I'm seeing right now in the marketplace. I think a lot of real agents, especially, we've been to the trainings. We know how to work with our clients. We know how to treat our clients. And I think the shock for me right now is how many times I'm getting sideswiped by other agents. They don't know how to ask for their commission. They're asking me, well, I'm not going to show it if you don't tell me what the commission is or something like that. When I'm saying like the seller's going to pay all your commission, just stick it in the offer.
right.
And they're like, well, this could be like 2%. It could be 3%. I don't know what to put on my buyer agent compensation. I'm like, whoa, this is not the way. And
Yeah,
so I feel like it's a lot about driving. I think there's a lot of us that kind of know what we're doing. We're doing it right. Some of us are even like, hammer down, flooring it. We're flying through this. It's great. We did 5 buyer consultations, got 5 full price buyers signed up, and it was no problem. But that's because we were doing this prior. We were telling people, here's a fee that you have to pay, and we're going to try to get the seller or the listing firm to pay it. And if they don't, you'll have to come up with. That's what I've been saying since '07. So it's not been a big deal for our team at all. The biggest difference for our clients is that now there's additional paperwork. And if my friend wants to go see a property, I got to sign something with him.
yep,
And I have to put that compensation that used just to be discussed between the agents. Now I have to put that in the offer. That's the
yep.
biggest difference. And I think if everybody just chills out and realizes that that's the difference, then they'll stop doing all this extra stuff. I went to an association meeting yesterday, and the lady was super sweet, and she was doing her best. She had been in the business over 30 years and doing very well and was seemingly progressive with a lot of her other practices. But she was talking about all the additional forms that we could create as brokers to send, like, oh, now I have this form. I'm going to send it to the other side before I show a property to confirm and get everyone to sign on that this is what they're going to pay me for commission. And
Yeah,
that's just such an old way of thinking that we really need to get rid of it and just stick stuff in the offer and go. Like, there's
right.
no reason for me to contact an agent and ask them what they're offering unless I just want to know the general concessions, how much they're overpriced. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'm just going to stick it in the offer. And that's the safest way to do it. It keeps everyone out of collusion. It's public. It's everything's in the open, and that's the intent of the whole lawsuit. If we start signing documents in back rooms, we're going to be back to all the NAR getting sued for 4 billion again.
Right. And I think that's where I had this happen this week. Somebody texted me on a listing like, hey, and it was happened all weekend, but you know, I listened to some other state meetings at Real. I think Martha was, and maybe that one as well. And they basically were just saying like, hey, really, we shouldn't be disclosing what the seller is willing to pay because you kind of put them at a disadvantage. And just tell the seller or tell the buying agent, just put in your commission, what you're asking for in the offer. Same thing you just said. And an agent at Compass freaked out on me, like angry text me, just tell me what the percent is. And I literally texted him back and I was like, look, man, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm not trying to be that guy. Trust me. Everything is changing in this. And I just don't want a text or something to have then all of a sudden the DOJ come down on me and you, and we're both in trouble for some sort of collusion. So you said that you put in there just telling me it's 3%. Whatever you feel that number should be, I like that the number you put in there. Let's go with that. But I can't tell you what my seller is offering. I appreciate that. Just come show it. And if you want to write an offer, put in your 3%.
Yeah.
And they were
Anyway,
just like,
I mean, that's exactly how to do it.
yeah, yeah.
But
And
they went
that's
off on you even after that?
no, he was like, and then it turned into, I'm
Oh,
having
okay,
a
okay.
rough day. And, I'm like, look, man,
Yeah.
it's fine. And I am thankful that Sharon, came out and was like, hey, lead with grace, lead with grace, lead with grace. Because I think I'd not had it in my brain, it would have turned that into such a complicated conversation that didn't need to be.
Yeah.
Um, so I want to get this into, I want to move this forward into a way that we can curtail what's happening because obviously this means a lot of changes for us as agents. What do you think are some of the things we should be doing as far as marketing pieces, as far as getting in front of potential clients or current clients? And what type of marketing video content should we be doing to really kind of ease the tension and really potentially get more buyers and have them comfortable with us instead of maybe they're thinking about reaching out to another agent and then they see your post and it's coming from compassion saying something specifically and they go, oh shoot, I should be reaching out to this guy or girl, they know what they're talking about.
So in the video realm, one of the things that we are doing is creating a couple of videos for agents that show our properties as well as clients. And I know Sharon said not to call them past clients, so we're not calling them past clients, but the people that have worked with us in our database. And I'm sending a video to them to let them know that despite what they've heard around the nation, in Arkansas and for us specifically, and how we operate as a team, there's very little change. And so with all the rigmarole and the hype that it gets, there's very little change. And then I'm going to go through the process and the steps, just very brief. I'm going to try to keep it like under 3 minutes, under 2 minutes, something in that time frame, where I could just very clearly lay out, hey guys, we've got you. It's not a huge change. There's potential that you could save a little bit of money as now we have another opportunity to negotiate on your behalf. But other than that, here's the breakdown. And like I said, the biggest changes for us is that number is going to now be in the offer where it wasn't previously.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the biggest video opportunity there is from us to our clients, not necessarily mass video. The other video that we're going to do is to agents. And there's been so much misinformation out there that we want to give them a very brief breakdown. And anyone that schedules a time on any of our properties to show, we're going to send the details and then send the video. And I'm going to try to keep this one shorter than a minute. And it just basically is saying, hey, thanks so much for scheduling a showing. I want you to know that, here's how we operate. Here's why I'm not going to sign the form from your brokerage.
Yeah.
Because we're getting a lot of that. I'm surprised about how many people are sending me an additional form from their broker that they want me to sign showing that we're colluding. I'm like, that is not what we're supposed to do. So, I think over the long run, putting it out there in a like mass market and talking about some of those practices may not be it's not going to be on brand for us
Mm-hmm.
because we don't really talk about fees or money like that. It's more of, once they contact us and reach out, that's when it's our opportunity to tell them like, here's what we charge, here's how our process works and all that stuff. But, I guess that answered the question. I think that there's a real opportunity for us to comfort both the agents that are showing our properties and the agents that are in the marketplace, as well as our clients, to let them know that we've been working on this a long time. It's not going to be that big of a deal as long as we can keep from getting sideswiped from other agents.
I like that a lot. Something I hadn't thought of yet. I mean, I put out a video a couple weeks ago, and obviously it was on YouTube, and so it had to be, sensational. Otherwise, people don't click. But it was talking about agents that are just leaving the industry. And I know there are a lot of agents probably considering leaving the industry, but a lot of it had to do with the NAR lawsuit. And so I talked about the NAR lawsuit, and I had another agent on. That video was one of the best videos on my YouTube channel. It also brought in a ton of hate.
Yeah.
Um, so I think what you're saying is actually a great idea. If I shot like a 3, 4 minute video, put it unlisted maybe on YouTube
Yeah.
or or maybe put it as just as a, hey, I'm putting this on my YouTube channel. It's really mainly more for my clients. If you're watching this, I just want you to know like some things have changed, and maybe you've seen some things in the headlines that say these things. We're just going to talk about this real quick. Really, this is meant for my clients. If you're watching this, amazing, watch it and then share it with a friend, right? And then make it, if you know, because I always try to do 8, 10 minute videos, but you're right, make it 2, 3 minutes, make it just point by point by point, and put it on YouTube, put it on Facebook, but really make it for your clients, like you're talking to a client. I
Yeah,
like
I'm
that.
thinking about like the do an unlisted, but
Mhm.
embedding it in a page on our website that's not necessarily linked. So then I can send them that page on our website. So I get the pixel, right? When it registers, I can track them around the internet if they're not from us for whatever reason. But I can also put like a quick FAQ at the bottom that says like, here's some of the frequently asked questions about this situation, you know, in case there's something I don't cover, or I feel like there's a question left, or maybe I send it out and I get a couple of questions. I don't want to redo the video. I
Mhm.
think just putting it on there and saying to our clients, but it almost provides a resource for them.
Right.
And I can show them what the new documents look like, right? I can have a
Yeah.
couple of sample contracts. I could have the little brochure that we're supposed to give them and the extra piece of information. I can have that on there as like little resources for them. So that then if they have a friend that says, oh, have you heard about this new lawsuit thing? They can say, actually, my realtor has already told us all about it. And here, take a look at this link.
Yeah. I'm shooting a bunch of content. I'm bringing my videographer actually to and the reason why it's funny, I'm bringing my videographer to Dallas next week for Tom Ferry,
You
even though
need that
Tom's
guy.
not going to be there. Tom, jeez, we know you're not going to be there, Mister. I'm going to go on vacation. Just kidding. I'm messing with you. But I have a ton of content that I shoot content on Tuesdays. And so I'm like, hey, this is actually a good opportunity. Yeah, it's going to cost me more money to have them come up, but I can actually like do a bunch of different videos. And this is one of the ones because here's the secret with how my team works, Ray. Have you ever tried to get your wife ready to be on time to something?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't get my wife to show up to be on time for anything. So when I shoot video, she's never in it unless I give her like 2 weeks, a timeline, like a detailed how. So I have her undivided attention. So we're gonna shoot a bunch of content on Tuesday. And this is one of the
Smart.
videos we'll create. So amazing. Okay. What about other short content? What do you think? Is there anything short that you would do?
About the lawsuit?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not real big into putting it out there in mass other than to agent stuff. So
Yeah.
there's 2 or 3 really good moments from this week's podcast, and I'm going to take some shorts from that and stick it out. I actually stopped doing shorts for a little while because I wanted to see
Hmm.
if it had an impact on my views. And I did actually see an increase in views on YouTube, which is weird,
Really?
for my live stream.
Right.
Overall views are down because I don't have that, I'm not juicing a couple of thousand views on a short, but
Right.
my live stream views did go up. And anyway, I
This is
was
on which channel is this? I'm gonna pull it up.
just this week in real estate. It's relatively low view. For years it was only used as a live thing, and then I
Mhm.
made the mistake of deleting some stuff because I was like, oh, this is not good. And then I was putting out shorts of like little news stories and hits that we were doing
Yeah.
for a while.
Can Kamala save housing? I like that one. Was that a joke?
It was actually there was a good discussion on it.
Yeah, I
We laid
bet.
it out. We laid it out.
Uh, you were, oh, that's right. I was gonna say there was a good one on Christina Smallhorns, and that was you.
Yeah.
Uh, so on here, what you're doing is you're doing like live streams and then cutting them into like what, 5 minute videos,
I
or
was
what are you
cutting
doing?
them into shorts. So
Mhm.
if you go to the live, hit the live.
Mhm.
I gotta adjust that main page because
Yeah.
yeah. So those are the most recent stuff that I've done in order.
Yeah.
But my overall views are going up when I stopped doing shorts. When I was doing shorts, I was getting a bunch of juice on the shorts, but my live stream was way down.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That rates up or down thing is hilarious. The one on the right.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the gladiator. Yeah.
Oh, I get it now. I was like, what?
Are you not entertained?
No, I am. One thing I might advise you on your thumbnails. I don't dislike your thumbnails. your background colors need to be brighter colors.
Oh, okay.
Just as a like I personally I like them because like the ones that stand out the most, honestly, are the ones that don't have the biggest views. But the NAR lawsuit stuff, that's gonna get clicks. I
Yeah.
would brighten these up slightly. Because
Okay.
like if you look at Christina Smallhorn's channel, or actually let's look at Jackie Baker. She was on the um, I don't necessarily care for her content as much, but I like just the brightness of her
Yeah.
backdrops. Like they're way more clickable.
I
Although I
can,
say that, and this dark one has 375, but it does say the word collapse on it.
yeah.
So I don't know. Play with it. I mean, maybe I'm
That's a good
wrong.
idea.
Maybe I'm
I've
wrong.
increased the, I mean, just small changes over time, right? I've increased the color on my face and the saturation
That
and
looked good.
vibrance.
Your face
Uh,
looked good. I mean, I was
yeah.
surprised you were able to make it look that good.
Yeah, I know, right? AI works wonders.
The eye brighten is the way.
Yeah.
It's funny.
But I am
Um,
going to go back. I am going to go back to doing a couple more shorts just to test it now that I've taken a break from it.
mhm.
And so I'm going to put those out both on my personal page and on the YouTube just to see, or on my Instagram and on the YouTube just to see what happens.
So this is where I'm struggling with my YouTube channel. And everybody, do me a favor that if you're listening on here, I may go all not talk about a topic you care about today because I just wanted to riff with Ray. That's what we should have called it, riff
Oh,
with
Riff with
Ray.
Ray, the show title.
Oh, riff with Ray. All right, so that's what we're
I
gonna change
messaged
it
that
to.
to him, so
What was that? Did you TM
I
that
sent
already?
you that riff with Ray idea.
Did you? Okay, man, I'm
Thanks,
sorry.
Tom.
Um, So drop if there's something you want to talk about, drop a comment in or even like just unmute yourself and jump in. But one of the things that I was doing on my YouTube channel, and this is where I'm struggling, is I do so much of this agent stuff now that like really the Austin real estate stuff isn't just Austin in general doesn't really interest me for my YouTube channel anymore. So what I was thinking about doing is going back to the live streams and what was really working with us, especially when we were doing Real Migos, it was me, Ian, and Kevin Knight. What I want to do is go back to that, come up with the topics about Austin, and literally take them into 8-minute videos. So just be more structured with our live streams and have the topics and only talk about those topics, and then cut those into shorter 8-10 minute videos and then put those out kind of like what Patrick Bet David. I mean, Patrick Bet David is actually doing what I was doing way before he started doing it. So kudos to him for taking my idea. You're welcome, Patrick Bet David. Um, but like
We've
on
had
your
something
YouTube,
in the works that's kind of like that.
yeah, and I that's where I think like with that channel, if you cut those into more 8-minute clips, even Christina had like Christina leaves her hour videos out there, never cuts them down. I feel like there's an audience for that hour video, and then there's an audience for the 15 minutes of Ray telling people how economics actually works.
Yeah. We, a long time ago, probably 2, 3 years ago, we were doing that. This is before shorts existed, where I was taking the like top 4 stories,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would cut those into their own segment, just a rough
Yep.
chop. It wasn't like a full edit. Do you think it needs to be a full edit on those?
No.
Or do you think just a rough cut? Just a chop from one side to the other?
What I think would be more beneficial is so depending on the streaming platform you're using. So we use StreamYard. When you download it, it'll download to all 3 files. I would edit it to like whoever's talking, like it goes to that camera. And I think that would probably be more watchable than having like all 4 people on the screen. So I think that adds a little bit of edit time, but honestly, that's really not as hard to edit. I mean, that's an hour edit versus,
Yeah.
4 or 5 hours more doing a longer.
Well, it's usually just me these days on the show. So
Oh,
that would
yeah.
be super easy then. I'll just basically cut for time.
Yeah, and what I would do is probably what you're doing is just use your Stream Deck, which you can tell I use mine a lot because that's not even lit up.
It's not lit up.
Uh, but use your Stream Deck and just pop back and forth in the Stream Deck, and then that way you don't have to edit at all.
That's a good idea. So for our local content, we are, Frank he said, I would love to chat about just getting started. Well, that's too bad. You have to go somewhere else, Frank. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So no, we are just getting started actually with the community content back on YouTube. So a long time ago, I had this show called Home Sweet Arkansas, and it was super, super high production value, interviews of local businesses, amazing puff pieces. The videos were super high quality, and it was expensive, and I wasn't getting anything from it for real estate. I was getting a little bit, enough to almost pay for it, but it was just expensive. So I took a break from it for a while. And then I saw what Ken was doing with the Orlando Reel. And I was like, I've had this brand back there called Home Sweet Arkansas. I should do something with it.
Yeah.
And at first I was trying to think of a different name and all this other stuff. I was like, man, I've had this other brand. I'm just going to do it. So we're bringing back Home Sweet Arkansas. We have the website almost finished. And it's basically the Orlando Reel. And one of the things that I want to do is to create some high quality video, like maybe one a month, maybe two a month, and a lot of short style videos where we are, looking at a new development, new development that's coming in. It's going to be all about the community. So a new company is coming in. Here's where they're going to be. Hey, if you want to see the new shopping center, this is what it looks like right now. I know everyone's waiting on the new location for blah. So it's that kind of stuff. Yep. And we're going to put that all over Instagram. And my idea was to do one live a week for Home Sweet Arkansas and to cut in almost like a newscaster where we say, hey, we shot a little short about this or that. Let's take a look. And then on the live stream, we drop in the video. Then that video is also available on the regular YouTube, on shorts, on Instagram, all that stuff. But we're cutting to it on the live stream and then talking about it in more depth. So it's almost like going to our reporter on the scene. Yeah. But it's still me. It's me in all those locations. So I'm wondering what you think of that. Because I think that gives us an opportunity to feature some super high quality stuff on a live stream. So live stream audience gets that benefit and they can look into it more or go to this website and here's where we have that blog post about that thing. But it also keeps us live once a week and just doing stuff that I can cut up later. Yeah. Or maybe additional details and information or something.
I really like that. Frank, I'm going to get to your question and I'm going to ask you some questions here in a second. So don't think we're not. I want to show you something. So I like the idea. I think where you're going to run into problems is with logistics. Running out to shoot each one of those things and it's one of those hit pieces on a weekly basis is where you'll probably run into a challenge. So that's why, like Ken, some of his stuff is out and about, like what you're talking about, but all the main stuff is him just with a microphone talking about it. I want to share this real quick, and then Frank, I'm going to get your question right here. I want to show you something Katie's doing. Now, there's a guy out of Kansas City who came up with this. So Katie's kind of R&Ding what he did. But see where in the top corner where it says Houston ranks number 8 as a city with the worst traffic. Okay, all she's doing is taking an article, and then let's see if it does it.
I told her to do that.
Okay,
you told a guy in Kansas City. I was the one that taught her to do this.
What's his name though?
Ray Ellen.
No. You're not in Kansas City. I forget his name.
No. It's literally I taught her how to do this.
Oh, you taught her? Oh, the Kansas City guy is the one who does this. I was thinking about this today. So I think I'm going to go to this because what he does on his is he does the post like this, but then he'll do a video with it. Yeah. And so he'll upload the video as well. This is really, really smart because what I would do with this is take the video. So take each one of these topics on a live stream every week. Like, let's say, like, how many of these do you put out a week? 6, 7, 6, 5? Okay. So on your live stream, talk about each one of these things. Then you can create the stagnant post. You swipe to the right and it's the video uploaded on Instagram. But here's where I was thinking even bigger. You take into ChatGPT, have a VA go in and basically take whatever KView article, or you don't have KView, whatever Austin Business Journal article, take that. I'm going to stop share. Take that, go into ChatGPT, have an article written, basically taking that article and rewriting it, put a blog post on your website, and then taking that same thing and putting it into Google Business. So now all of them are touching back to each other.
Well,
It
and you
sounds
can
like a lot of
embed
work,
your,
but if you hire a VA for 20 hours a week, it'll cost you $200 a week to probably have all of that done.
you can embed your Instagram post or your YouTube video on that article that you wrote as well.
Right, exactly. Because that's what I do right now with our blog posts. So our blog posts, what I do is I take my YouTube video and then I put it into the blog post. They take and do ChatGPT and do a whole thing for it. And in that same video, then we put in our weekly newsletter as well. So
That's good.
so literally you could just take that full video, and I don't know how long of a video you can actually do on, but have that same picture is going to be the picture for your blog post. It's going to be the same picture for your Google business profile. And so you're juicing the Google business profile, right? Because you're putting a lot of SEO based stuff in there. It's an article that you wrote basically from stealing from Austin Business Journal. So you're gonna have all the SEO juice in there. And I mean, because I'm getting more leads through Google Business right now than I am from YouTube
Yeah.
direct. But it's because they're all feeding each other. So, I mean, what
We're
do you
getting a
thought?
lot. We're getting a lot from the website because of Google. So
Yeah.
we find people, like a lady I was talking to
Are
yesterday.
you using Lofty?
No, Curator. But a lady I was talking to yesterday came through Google, looked at our Google My Business, looked at the reviews, then went to our website, and then converted from the website.
Yeah.
And so I love that strategy, what you're talking about. I think there's a way to catch the top of the funnel people and start to move them down. We're actually separating that. That's why if you look at my stuff, I've actually taken a break from some video because I'm segregating. I'm separating out the talking head where I'm like, hey, this is what escrow looks like in Arkansas, because the person that wants that information is usually a different person than somebody that's like, here's what it's like to work and play here.
Yeah.
So that the person that wants the information about escrow in Arkansas is way down the funnel versus the person that's just kind of starting their research on moving here, like pros and cons of living in Little Rock.
Yeah.
So we're segregating it to where all of the detailed real estate stuff goes on pixelproperties.com, which is my team. And then all of the area, neighborhood information, all that jazz goes on Home Sweet Arkansas. So we're taking a funnel. We've only had this on the funnel for a long time. We've had this like middle section funnel where we're targeting it with real estate information, real estate news. I've been very real estate heavy, and we're basically just stacking another funnel on top of it to catch more, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So we're just widening our funnel with the area content like the Orlando Reel.
I like that. I like that a lot.
But that news post works pretty well. It is starting to get overused. So I'm noticing a dip, and I don't keep them all out there. I delete them because, which I don't know if that's a good strategy or not. I just don't want my feed full of news posts because there's way more news that I could post.
Yeah.
Than I want to. So I'm really trying to be.
I got to be careful because I keep posting like all of the agent tactic stuff on my Instagram, and then I have to go like Saturday and delete it because I don't want it just sitting and messing up the feed. All right, let's get to Frank. Frank, I'm gonna let you unmute yourself. Want to get started? Talk us where you are, and we can see where we can help.
Hey guys, I laughed when you said tell us where you are right now. But so I've been in real estate for 11 years, and for 11 years I've been getting ready to do video, and yet I haven't done it. Why? I mean, I want to come up with all the excuses in the world, but it's just honestly, it's just time, right? It's having all this idea. I have a coach with Tom Ferry, so having all these ideas and everything I want to do, and then if I get, so I like being in the office early, so I'm here at 8:30, and if I'm in here, I only get out for like appointments, you know, listing by appointment, whatever. It's hard for me to leave and do this stuff. But then when I think I'm ready, then I don't know kind of where to start or how to start. I've done some talking heads the thing too is that I sound like a robot. I'm really goofy and funny, and in person I could, I've been again real estate 11 years, but I've been selling for over 23 years, so I'm very comfortable, very easy to talk to, funny, silly, professional, and then in camera I sound like a mass murderer, right? It's like, hi, my name. It's just, I don't know how to even like get those words together. I even thought about taking some local like improv classes, right? Or like, acting classes just to kind of get through that part, right? So I don't know kind of where to get started. I have a Frank Ortiz Realtor on Instagram. I've done a couple things. I haven't really, again, it's just, I'll do 2, 3 videos and then I just stop because I don't think about it. And then sorry, I think about it. I just don't take all the time. So I just don't know where to start, basically.
Well,
So,
good thing you plopped in here. I'm gonna make you feel better about yourself, okay?
mhm.
Okay. Hopefully this will let me play and you can hear it. If not.
So bad.
Jeremy Knight, founder of the Knight Group VXP Realty. I want to talk to everybody about the month of November. A lot of people think November is for the month of growing.
Okay.
Most people didn't know that Austin had earthquakes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want you to see that because yeah, exactly. The challenge you're facing is you're overthinking it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was my first video. You just have to do it. The reality is think about it this way. I now look at my YouTube channel and what I do video content wise as if I don't do it, it costs me $30,000 every time I don't do it. Because that's how much we're making off of most of our videos, right? Right. So you have to start to put it that way. How much am I losing by not doing it? And then it'll force you to actually just do it. And the reality is the first 10 videos, they don't matter. So come up with some content and film it and get it out there. Don't make it perfect. Just don't make it like, don't even worry about it being perfect. Don't worry that you sound like a mass murderer on the video. Okay. One day you will sound like Ray, but Ray did not start off sounding like Ray. You just got to start.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
can I just add something there?
Yeah.
I was in, I do a bunch of books, read a bunch of books. And one of the things that I read and I believe to be true is, well, nobody comes up to you, Frank, and says, stop talking, you sound stupid. Have they? And if they do, they're just your friend. So nobody thinks that other than you. On the other hand, maybe if you just record some affirmations with your voice saying, I enjoy doing this, guess what? Your self loves the way you sound. It's just how you don't, oh, that doesn't sound like me. So take steps. And I mean, I love what you said. I've been thinking about doing this for 11 years. I mean, I intend to get 3 out a week, and I've gotten 2 out in 2 weeks, which is the best I've done. And so let's go on the journey together and help each other out.
I love it.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
I would add, do Instagram stories and things that disappear for a long time. I didn't like myself on camera at all. And back then, the only piece of disappearing media was Snapchat. So it's one of the reasons why my Snap score is still so high. I would post on Snapchat and not worry about it because in 24 hours it would disappear. And I didn't have to worry about it coming back. If I said something wrong, less of a chance of me getting in trouble with someone later.
Yeah.
And so I started.
even got a listing for someone emailed me and said, hey, I listed my house, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, okay. She's like, oh, if you have a buyer, bring it over, one of those. And I said, oh, thanks for, sending it over. I'll keep my eyes open. And I said, hey, just, here's a contact of a great photographer. Maybe, have your agent, maybe contact them to get pictures because they were taken with an iPhone and the guy's arm is in a bunch of pictures.
Oh my goodness.
And that's what I did, right? I said, hey, have them use this. It's cheap enough where he could probably get. And then she called me and said, oh my God, like it's amazing how you said it. I do see your videos. You always do. And I'm thinking like, you know, uh, um, she's like, oh, I've seen your videos. You're always doing something good. And then yeah, I think I'm in my head a lot because
Yeah.
some people say, oh, like that content is very, like for agents, and then I always say, well, we see it all the time, so we know it's BS. Like, for example, the magazines, for example. But the consumer doesn't know what that is, right? It's like, holy
Yeah.
crap, Frank, it's in the magazine, right? So I just have to do it and just keep doing it. So,
We do the
you know,
magazines. We do all the things. But if you don't like yourself on camera, figure out a way to get on camera a lot, because
yeah,
that's the only way. And it doesn't go away. Like even now when I watch my own podcast because I have to review something, I cringe at myself.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
like it. I don't like what I sound like. Don't like what I look like.
Mhm.
I may have said something stupid, or maybe the Arkansas accent comes out, and I feel like, ugh,
What's
I wish I
what's the
didn't.
Arkansas accent? I don't know.
Oh, it gets
Well,
deep,
yeah.
What is
deep south.
What let me give you some things that work for me, and maybe these won't work for you, but maybe they'll work. Maybe they'll help. So the thing with creating content, especially whether you're doing YouTube or whatever, right? I would define number one where you want to go if you're doing longer form videos. If you're gonna just shoot them in your office, like where you are right now, start shooting them in your office where you are right now. I mean, you don't have to run out to go shoot video. Okay. Um, I would honestly schedule it in your schedule that you're shooting video. And then I would schedule time to sit down and think about what you're going to do. Here's what's going to happen. Once you start thinking about video as a piece, you're going to have times in your day where something comes up and you go, that's a great video. And you take out a pen and just start writing down the idea. And then what'll happen is, so what I do is like all the time, I have all these notes of all these video ideas. I have a structure of what content I'm putting out on a weekly basis for the most part, right? Because every week is a different bucket of content. But I would just write down a list of all the different video ideas, or go into Facebook and post on Facebook. Hey, if I were to create videos about moving to, living in, what you need to know, what would you want? What would you want to hear? And I guarantee you're gonna have a lot of people on your Facebook, Instagram, both. I do both places. Will tell you what they want to hear. Okay. So I spend Sunday mornings. I usually get up way before my family on Sundays. I don't know what it is about Sundays. I'm up at 6 and I can't sleep. So Sunday, I get up at 6 and I literally start going through news articles, writing down like what I'm going to do for my Tuesday video, what I heard that I thought would be. And so Sunday by like 8 a.m., I have my full structure ready for my Tuesday video. And on Tuesday in my calendar, every Tuesday, it is blocked out from 10 to 2. And I meet my videographer at 10 every Tuesday. Now, you're not going to have a videographer, but put it in your schedule. I get my videos shot and we're usually done by noon because I've gotten so good on Sunday morning. I've already lined out everything. If you don't do those steps right there, you will never create content, because you're going to be trying to do it too last minute. And then you're going to like get in your head about sounding like a robot or whatever. And then you're going to have all the reasons not to do it. But if you've done the prep work for it and it's on your schedule and you hold yourself to that schedule, it will get done.
Yeah, time blocking is key.
time
That's for
running?
sure.
And so yeah, because I've thought about, I'm in Houston and I see Katie
I'm
Day a
sorry.
lot. I love Boston. I moved here 13 years ago.
Yeah.
And I do like what she does. She does like the batching a whole day and then just a
Mhm.
trillion videos. And I do have, again, I just, as I say it, it's like in my head, I'm like, just do it. Just do it. I have ways. I have friends that could come because again, I need an audience. So when I'm here
Yeah.
alone, I mean, I'm not at my brokerage. I'm kind of outside and I have my own office, but I'm alone here. So, I have friends that would say, hey, I'll go with you. And that's, to kind of just be loose and stuff like that. So, I just have to I'm going to do time blocking today on it.
Do you do your own video or do you pay a videographer?
In this case, I'll probably do my own video. I have gimbal that could follow me. I have a VA that could help me with the editing too. I hired her to do editing, and other things, but kind of basic editing, CapCut type things, not something super crazy. And she could do it. She's done it. She does it. she's done it for other agents and pretty much the same videos that I would need. So I just have to give her the stuff. I have to give her the content for her to actually edit.
Whenever I feel like I need to, I guess, get off again and just like go do it. If I'm having any kind of resistance, it's almost like call reluctance every now and then, as an agent, you'll get call reluctance. It's like video reluctance. Every now and then you'll feel it. And every now and then when I'm feeling that, I want to put money up front for it. So I wound up putting a videographer on retainer so that I know, and every month I'm paying for it. So if I don't use it, it's money out of my pocket. But before I could afford a videographer on retainer, there were more than a couple of times where I called the videographer and paid him in advance.
Yeah.
And I would set the time, pay him in advance. And man, because I shelled out that money already, there's no way I was turning back. Like I was on it. If you're shooting yourself video wise, not going to put that clip on YouTube. If you're shooting, if you're shooting video yourself though, it's a little bit harder for that accountability. Unless you tell people that are closest to you, friends and family, what you're going to be doing and when, and ask for the accountability. Whenever I tell my team how to time block, I tell them to put all the personal stuff on their time block first. Whatever the date night is, they got to be with kids this day, there's soccer this day, whatever, do everything personal on your calendar first. Then you show that to your family. And you say, okay, here's the time that we're going to be together. Is that good? Is everybody good with that? And if they're good with that, say, okay, all the extra time, all the leftover time, I'm going to use that for real estate. And if you go one step further, if you put the video stuff on that time block, and then you show your friends or family, your significant other, whoever's important to you in your life, and you say, there's these 3 times this week or 1 time this week that I'm going to be filming, I need you to ask me about that time. Can you do that? Because that's just going to help keep me accountable. So some people operate really well with accountability from the outside. And if you can show them your time block and what it looks like, you'll probably stick to a lot more of your appointments that week and you'll actually go through with it and do it. So if you can't put up the money, see if you can get the accountability through, letting others in.
Good idea. Thank you.
I mean, I like it. The thing I would say too is like I have I throw my camera in my bag all the time. Like I don't like to shoot video on my phone anymore. It's just whatever. Like this is the best camera you have, use it. But I throw my camera in my bag, and so when I go out and I see stuff that I like, oh, this would make good B-roll for whatever, like, or I'm like driving, I literally just pull out my camera and get B-roll. The other thing, where was I going with that? Um, oh yeah. In Tennessee, in Nashville is, I can see his face. I can't think of his name all of a sudden. There's an agent in Nashville. He does a really amazing job of just kind of vlog style his videos. And so like he'll go to like new construction, he'll put a camera on the hood of his car, Matt Bogosian, there you go, Matt Bogosian, and he'll just put like a GoPro on the front of his car and like drive around a neighborhood. And then he just like puts up the tripod and just starts talking to the camera in front of a neighborhood or whatever. And so he does a really good job of just kind of vlog style. I honestly feel like we overthink things. Just do a vlog, make it. And those are way more easy to edit than like some of the complicated stuff that I try to create.
Yeah, what I wanted to more of a vlog type thing like that, more just open up my phone, like it's just story stuff, but that could be posted on somewhere too.
Yep. All right. I like it. What else have we got in here today? Tom, what do you got?
Well, I don't know, I was having a conversation with somebody that I invited. I think she's on still. Oh, there she is. She didn't want to show her face.
Oh, nice.
Oh, she's got her name as my name.
Oh, there we go.
You're muted, by the way, Bernadette. Anyway, she knows and I know. I mean, this whole resistance thing is silly. I mean, so we know we need to do it, and yet we don't go and do it. However, I mean, just having said that, I did this is moving to Georgetown video, and published that. And then I created some shorts out of that. And one of them was Georgetown Airport.
Oh, good one.
And that was a short. And you know, where I might get 50 people that look at my shorts. Um,
I watch your shorts.
that a girl. I had 1750 that looked at my shorts. My whatever, now I'm turning red. I had 1750 people that looked at this stuff. And so I know that I've got the personality and the whatever. So the talent to do it. It's just a matter of either being too perfect, or my other challenge has been when videos just, where the hell did they go? I've got so much other crap on my phone. So when you got started, was it just a matter of go record, edit, publish? Or how long did it take you from finishing recording to publishing?
Honestly, it was as soon as I had it ready to go, I put it out personally. Now, I think once you start getting a rhythm and figuring out like when people are going to be watching the most, then you'll start doing that. But I would honestly just get it out, you know. Obviously, I don't think,
That's opposite of what I did at first.
yeah.
I would record something and look at it and look at it and think about it not being good and not want to post it, not want to put it out there. And I had to kill a lot of demons to get my first like published thing.
But what was your breakthrough, right?
It became more important. I didn't have any money. That was the first breakthrough. It was early, what was this, 2014 or so. I didn't have any listings. I was having to hold open 2 other agents' houses. There was no one that was really doing video at the time. It wasn't like a thing to do real estate video. And there was, I was holding open a house on Saturday and a house on Sunday. The market was hot. Both houses sold. I get a call from the agent that is on each of them, and they both canceled the open houses. So I was closing 2 deals per open house I would hold open. So there was 4 transactions that I then would not make money from, and I didn't have any money. So I made a video, and I basically read the same script in front of both houses. And the script was ending with, you know, don't wait on the open house because it might sell. So call me today if you want to go see a property. And I told the story of the homes that sold, and that I said the exact same thing in front of both of them, and then just quick cut to each of them, getting progressively faster in the video. And I used something called iMovie on an iPhone 4, I believe it was, to do this. And because I didn't have any money, I was pretty distressed about the situation. And that got me just to push this video out. I had made a couple of others that never saw the light of day. I think I did like one little listing video before that. I didn't really care for it. It was basically, you know, me talking about a house and then putting pictures of the house. And so then this one came out, and I got a lot of feedback from it. I had a lot of people talking about it. I had a lot of people contacting me about it. I picked up several clients from it, and I thought, that's interesting. It took me maybe a couple of hours because I'm OCD. And more people saw it, more people engaged with it, interacted with it, and I made more money. And because I needed the money, I just had to press post from then on. But that's what got me over it, is, you know, and still to this day, I make some, I have a video on my phone right now that I shot a couple of days ago that I probably should have posted yesterday, but I didn't, because I just felt the need to double check something. And that, I just got to get over that. That's not, I don't really have that need. I should have posted it yesterday.
Yeah.
Let me ask a follow-on question. Have you discovered that the more you do, the more ideas you have? Or does it become more difficult?
But there's no shortage of ideas for me. There's a ton of ideas. I have to eliminate more.
You know, there's times that I struggle. This is a good question, Tom. It's actually a very good question, because when I think about my YouTube channel, there's only so much more I think I can actually talk about. Okay. Honestly, I feel very fortunate because I've surrounded myself with people like Ray, other people in the video space. And so because I've surrounded myself with them, I see their content all the time. Now it's crazy. Like on YouTube, I do not watch other realtors content. It very, very, very rarely do I watch another realtor's content. But when I see Ray do a post, or when I see Katie, or when I see Tim, or when I see somebody in my organization, or somebody's come over, that has actually helped me to be more creative. It's just being around more creative people. And so I would just say, pay attention to whoever, maybe in our market, even there's so many people like putting out really good content in our own market. I would just maybe grab lunch with them and ask like, what are they doing too? Feel free to ask me for lunch, Tom. But
What are you doing? What are you doing for lunch?
well, I am meeting an agent.
Oh, you see how you backed up so fast,
Oh,
so
yeah.
fast.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to
Finally
meet
had
up with
him.
you next week,
Tom,
but
I'm here for you
yeah.
anytime,
No,
except that time.
yeah, except that time. Honestly, I would sit and just spend a day, kick on some music and just start writing down. I mean, really, 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 I think this is such an underrated tool, is going to Facebook and asking people. Like if you see my Facebook, it's always asking questions about Austin or the market. Every now and then I posted something about losing 818 jobs because I wanted to see what people would say about it. Because I was going to use that in a video. And nobody even responded to it. I'm like, okay, so nobody cares about losing 1,800 jobs and the GDP. Because I thought maybe, hey, here's what everybody's going to say. But go to Facebook and just keep making posts. Take a video of you walking somewhere and be like, you know, I like this about downtown Georgetown. What do you like about downtown Georgetown? Like, what do you like about the square? What's your favorite shop at the square? And like, you will honestly start having, the more you press into doing video, the more ideas you're going to get. And the more you're around people doing it and the more you're asking people, you're going to have all the ideas flowing in.
And that's what I like about you doing this Friday thing. It's always the same, but it's always extremely different. It's
Yeah.
always, okay, we're talking about YouTube tactics or whatever, and this is what they've done. But it's always just such a different perspective. And it's
Right.
interesting to hear, Ray, you talk about, and I'm like, I pick up on accents and can do everything from, whatever, Scottish to German to Indian to whatever. I don't hear your accent. And so when you're
Yeah.
talking about that, I'm like, where's that accent, man?
Man, I worked on it for years to get rid of it, but I fall
There
back
it
into
is.
it. Just spend a couple of weeks down south and it's there. No, I literally, when I was growing up, I tried to get rid of my accent because I just wanted to have, I if I spoke somewhere, if I went to college, well, I went to college in Arkansas, but when I went to college, I didn't want people to be like, oh, that guy's obviously a hick. So yeah, I worked on, when I was in high school, I worked on talking without an accent. So now when I hear it though, that's whatever was the issue that I had with it in high school. Whenever I hear it, I think, oh gosh, that sounds like nails on a chalkboard to me. And other people are like, oh, that's so endearing. Oh, okay.
I
It's
just hear a
just,
sweet, silky voice.
thank you, Jeremy.
The next
ASMR
caller.
video with Jeremy
Bernadette,
Knight.
ask a question. You don't have to come on. Oh, there you are.
No, she has to come on.
Oh,
Yeah,
come
come
on.
on.
Hey guys. Hi, Ray.
Good to
Hi.
see you. I haven't seen you in a while.
I know what's going on. Tom sent me the link to this, and I'm like, okay. I think my problem is I think I show up okay on video. It's for me, I think I always want to hire out because I don't like making my own videos or shooting
Yeah.
my own videos and
Yeah.
then the editing part of it. So that's what I was talking to Tom and how to navigate it. I have someone that does my Instagram videos, but I feel like it's a little a little pricey for me right now. And I'm
Mhm.
trying to figure out how to scale back and figure out how to do my own videos, but then send out the content to a VA maybe to edit them. My area is not saturated with people that do video, so I
Where
want
you're in Texas, right?
I am not in Texas. What do I
Oh,
sound?
wow.
Did you guys hear my Texas accent?
I
No,
could hear it.
I'm
Yeah, it was very
I'm in
was, it
smooth.
Northeast
was.
Pennsylvania. I'm an hour
Okay.
north of Philly.
He lives
Okay.
in freaking Jersey. Forget about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to New Jersey border.
She does have goats and stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's probably what
I
you're
do have
thinking.
sheep, so you might think I live like rural, and I do, but it's in Pennsylvania.
So I'm going to give you a hack that I used and it helped me out for a long time. I went to a local junior college and I posted, but I ended up finding a kid that was at the junior college that was in video and wanted to get like more time. And these kids are way more creative than you and I will ever be. So, and so even right now, my videographer, like he's scrolling Instagram, he's like, all right, we're gonna shoot this one. I'm like, oh, fucking okay, all right, let's go. I would go to the junior college or the college and like make a post like, hey, who's got a college kid in the area that does video or knows somebody does video that's looking to pick up some hours doing some video for me. And then just like playing like, hey, I'm going to pay you X amount per video, or I'm going to pay you X amount for the month, right? And get whatever you need done. The cost of it is going to be more, but again, it's either your time or someone else's time. So
Yeah.
if your
I'm just
time's better
banking on
spent.
me. I'm not doing it. That's the
Yeah.
thing. If I bank on myself just making these videos and then I don't know, trying to figure out how to edit or find an editor, I'm probably not gonna do it. So
Yeah,
yeah.
you can find a VA. I just finding a VA, it ends up being so much extra work. Just hire a college kid, let it not be amazing at first, figure out what you're doing, and then fire that person if they're not getting it done, and then hire the next person. But I think online VAs, it's, Ray will probably say something completely different from me. That's totally fine. For me, it was finding a local kid that I could actually sit and talk to and ask questions and kind of collaborate on some video ideas, because I don't know what I didn't know and you don't know what you don't know. So I would do that if I were you. Just they need the money. They're going to college. They're going to do it for cheap anyway. You know, what do you think, Ray?
Internship.
Yeah.
When I first got started, it was just me and I was figuring out how to edit and all that kind of stuff, but I also wasn't as busy as a real estate agent. So, if I was starting and I was already a busy real estate agent or I had so much to do, I would definitely hire someone local first. But I just started doing it myself. Then I actually had a local videographer reach out to me. And keep in mind, this is like 2014, 15. This is not like there were not real estate videographers back then. So I had a local videographer reach out to me that did weddings, and he was like, I think I can make your videos look so much better. I'm like, okay, but I can't pay you for them. And he's like, you could probably pay me what I would charge. I'd be like, you don't know how cheap I am. So we met, and he gave me a super low price, and he said, I just want to figure this out. Let's do it. And I said, all right. And so he started editing the video. So I would shoot some and edit. And then he was like, I think I need to shoot some of these for you. So he would come and shoot and then edit. So that's how I got started with having a videographer. It's a videographer reached out to me. These days, you could do it a couple of ways. I think if you're still trying to figure out what you want, hiring someone that's done it before and that can guide you as a first videographer is smart. Paying a little bit extra for someone that knows what they're doing, has a fast turnaround, and can help guide you a little bit, I think that's smart. But then you'll notice that a videographer that's been doing it a while gets in a rut and does it one way. And they do it one way for all of their clients. So all of the other real estate agents they're working with and everything. There's going to be a time that you want to differentiate. And when you're at that time, you will probably have to change videographers. Because if you start to differentiate that guy, he's going to take a long time. He's not going to want to do your stuff anymore because now you're particular. So I think starting with someone, if you don't know what you want, starting with someone who is experienced is going to get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
But then as you start to develop your own style and brand, like anyone that starts to watch one of our listing videos, as soon as you hear the first beat and see the first shot, you know it's one of our listing videos because we've maintained the same consistent quality through all the videographers I've had. The only way we're able to do that is because I sat down and studied what I wanted and figured it out. So now every new videographer I get, I tell them, I want you to be my videographer, but I have a warning. I want it a certain way, and here's how I want it. And all of them say, oh yeah, I could definitely do that. And then I tell them, don't be offended. The first 3 or 4 videos we do, we're going to go second by second through the video, and I'm going to tell you what I like and what I don't like. And usually the first editing session, I'm talking like a 5-minute listing video. The first editing session we have on that, where I go through it, is 2 hours at least.
Yeah.
And I'm telling them all the changes and all the little things. And I'm telling them why. I want this changed because of this. I want this changed because of this. So then after like my 3rd or 4th edit from them, it's usually like I don't have to even watch it anymore.
Yeah.
So until you know what you want, I would say hire a pro. But if you already kind of know what you want, hire an intern and then let them know, like, hey, I'm going to sit with you in the first several edits and I'm going to go through second by second and tell you what I like and don't like. You're going to figure out how to make it how I like it. And then if we can't do that after 3 or 4 videos, you probably need to find someone else.
And if you're struggling to come up with the direction of how you want things to look, I would find maybe not just real estate agents, but I would find 4 or 5, maybe less, different ways people are doing video, and like have that ready for them too. Here's kind of what I want to emulate. I want to cross between like these 3 people. I want to make my voice between like what they're doing. This is how I kind of like, I like how this looks. I like how this looks. I like how this looks. I want to just marry the 3 together. And that's kind of like, my talking head videos was because I watched somebody on YouTube doing talking head videos. Like, oh, I could do this. This is easy. And so, and then all my other stuff, I just watched Ray Allen and copied Ray Allen.
That's right.
I think we all have reasons we're doing this. I want to do these videos because I feel like I'm supposed to be speaking and teaching from stage.
Mm-hmm.
Bernadette probably doesn't want me to say, but she wants to do this so she doesn't have to continue to teach. She teaches and she does real estate. She's successful at both.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to know what Frank wants to do. But all that having been said, man, do I appreciate this. I've appreciated all the other ones, but this has just been a more free form.
Yeah.
And it really means a lot.
I'm gonna like the listing videos. I will say, I was telling Tom this, when I'm up against other like top agents in my area, if I can get the listing appointment, I bring statistics on views on my YouTube videos for just listings. I don't have a channel yet for around the town or living in Lehigh Valley or whatever. And I've landed on my last 2 listings because of that, because I show that compared to, like, in my market, there's not a lot of people that do video. So I'm trying to figure out my edge to stand out against those other agents that are just top dogs here. And so far I've landed the last 2 over the top agents in my area because of just those videos. So it'd be nice
like
to
that.
create more.
Yeah, and I mean, I would take whatever so when you're doing it, are you doing just like long form videos, like tours, or what are you doing?
Okay, so when I do my listing videos, they're professional and I try all different guys. I've been trying to figure out who, if I find someone I like, and then I notice if they're a company, the top guy will come, he'll do my videos, it's awesome. And then he'll then send people underneath him and then I have to
Yeah.
fire them. They're not the same. But what I do is, see, now this is where I have to ask you this. So what I do is I take long form YouTube videos, the long form, and I'll purchase like ads for it on YouTube so I could get my count really high. So the
Mhm.
perception when I go to my listing appointment, like that's where this is working for me, the listing, getting like at the listing appointment. And then for my Instagram, I do shorts, like little, and then I show all of those views. But my goal is to have organic, and more organic leads come to me, not because of just my listing videos, but because of potentially a YouTube channel I'll make. But that's where I'm at with that right now. So I do hire out professionals.
So the challenge is, since you've paid on your YouTube channel for so long, if you stop paying now, you're not going to get organic views at all. Like it's going to take 4 or 5 months to start getting actually organic views because you've cheated the YouTube algorithm. It's not a problem. It's just, I mean, it is a problem, but it's like, it's not like hey, you're right.
Right.
Some
Do you
people,
think, though, like, sorry to interrupt, but do you think, like, moving forward, if I decide I want to do a completely different channel, just about like living in Lehigh Valley and trying to
yeah,
bring people in organically, start a different channel?
correct.
But then can I keep my listing video channel and keep pumping just for
Yep.
the perception of ads, the perception of views? Okay.
Yep. And I would in the future, if you're going to go 2 separate channels, right? And this is where I need to do it on mine too. I need to take my listings off to their own channel and just run ads on them. I love that you're running ads on them. On that channel, on your other channel, you just need to cross promote the 2 video so on your listing tours or whatever how you're doing that, like, hey, if you like this one, I'm going to know more about the neighborhood or more about other neighborhoods, I have a whole YouTube channel called this, and then put it on there. And then as you're going through the other channel, hey, if you actually like property tours, I actually have a property tour channel over here. Make sure you subscribe to that one too. It's just property tours. And so I would keep in almost every video cross promote the 2.
Thanks.
Yep. Yeah, I love it. Are you going to Summit?
No,
Oh,
no, I never get to go to Summit.
oh, okay.
I know, it coincides
Teaching
with
thing.
this teaching thing. I know, I gotta quit.
You're in Tom Ferry, right?
I am, yeah.
Okay, because I think we've met before.
Yeah, we've met
Yeah.
before.
Okay.
We all met in Nashville.
Oh God, I miss Nashville.
So it
Those
was you,
days.
me, I met Ray there, I met Mindy.
Yeah.
And so Bernadette was down, and so Mindy and Bernadette, anyway, enough chatter for everybody else.
Yeah, I was
But
just in Austin visiting. So,
Nice. Nice. All right. Well, that we're over an hour. Ray's got places to be, people to see, beards to clean. So we will see everybody next week. By the way, Bernadette, for you that are new on here. So I do a replay that goes out every Monday. I don't know if I have your email on the email list. This goes out on my second YouTube channel, which is Agent Tactics. And then I have a stand store, so it'll have a playbook from this on all the different things that we talked about. So that'll be on my stand store. I'll get your email and I'll DM it to you. So we'll get you on there. But all right, everybody, we'll see
I'll
you
get
next
you
time.
each other's contact info.
Okay,
thanks. It was nice
sounds
seeing
good.
everyone.
Bye, everybody. Good to
Bye.
see you again, Bernadette.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Bye, y'all.
Ray. You're the best.
I know.